You've got spunk. I hate spunk. 55 years ago, a woman threw a hat into a freezing Minneapolis sky. Television was never the same. A network researcher insulted half his own meeting room. A decorated World War II combat engineer waited 20 years for one role. A shelter cat faked a meow that outlasted every show it closed. And an improvised moment in the finale that was never in any script became one of television's most beloved endings. Every person with power said this show would fail. 13 facts prove they were wrong. Fact number 1. What a CBS executive actually said in that room, nobody believes it until they hear it. The network fought the premise. The pilot rehearsal bombed. Season 1 missed the top 20. Everything about the Mary Tyler Moore Show screamed failure. Everything except the show itself. Number 13. The opening titles were shot on a winter day in Minneapolis, so cold Moore's lips couldn't form words. Director Reza Badiyi had one instruction: run into the intersection, take off your hat, throw it. The hat was a Christmas gift from Moore's aunt. It was her own. Not a prop, not a costume piece. She wore it because it was freezing. They filmed the toss at the corner of Nicollet Mall and 7th Street. Entertainment Weekly later ranked that moment the second greatest in all of 1970s television. A bronze statue now stands on that exact spot. Moore unveiled it herself in 2002. The hat itself? It was stolen. Nobody knows where it went. But the throw that almost didn't happen leads to another moment that almost didn't happen. In the casting office. Number 12. Gavin MacLeod was called in to read for Lou Grant. He got laughs. The producers liked what they saw. But MacLeod didn't buy it. He couldn't see himself as Mary's boss. So he stopped at the door and told them the truth. He liked Murray better. He read Murray Slaughter instead. The producers agreed. He was perfect. On his way out, MacLeod walked past a man pacing in the hallway. That man was Ed Asner. Asner walked in, read for Lou Grant, and got the part. 2 actors, 2 roles, 1 hallway. The entire ensemble clicked into place that afternoon. But the ensemble almost never got the chance. Because in season 1, the show was already in trouble. Number 11. The Mary Tyler Moore Show premiered on September 19, 1970. Critics were polite, ratings were not. The show did not crack the top 20 in its entire first season. CBS could have cancelled it right there. Nobody would have blinked. Instead, the show ran 7 seasons. It ended on its own terms. It won Outstanding Comedy Series 3 years in a row. 1975, 76, 77. From outside the top 20 to the most awarded comedy in television history. That is the distance this show traveled. Stay for fact number 1, what a CBS executive actually said in the meeting that almost killed this show. You will not believe it. But the show didn't just survive. It made room for voices television had never heard. Starting with one phone call. Number 10. In 1970, creator James L. Brooks picked up the phone. He called a comedy writer in New York named Treva Silverman. "What are you doing with your life?" he asked. She told him she was washing her hair. Brooks said he was building a new show. He told her she could write as many episodes as she wanted. She moved to Los Angeles. Silverman became one of the first female staff writers on a network sitcom. No male co-writer attached. No writing partner required. In 1974, she won the Emmy for Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series. She was the first woman to win that award solo. The episode was called The Lou and Edie Story. It tackled divorce and the women's movement. Topics the network had fought from day one. Which matters more, talent or timing? That one's yours. Comments. Of course, not every member of the show's family was human. One was rescued from a shelter. Number 9. The show's production company was called MTM Enterprises. The initials looked a lot like MGM. Producer Alan Burns had an idea. MIDM has a roaring lion. MTM should have a meowing kitten. They visited a local animal shelter and found an orange tabby. Moore named her Mimsy. One problem. Mimsy refused to meow on camera. The crew tried everything. Nothing worked. So they filmed her yawning instead. They reversed the footage and dubbed in a meow. That backwards yawn, a shelter cat faking a sound she never made, became one of television's most recognized images. It closed out Hill Street Blues. Saint, Elsewhere, Newhart, and if one shelter cat could launch a legacy, imagine what 3 spin-off shows could do. Number 8. The Mary Tyler Moore Show launched 3 separate series: Rhoda, Phyllis, Lou Grant. Rhoda alone became a pop culture phenomenon. In October 1974, the character married Joe Girard in an hour-long special. 52 million Americans tuned in. That was the highest-rated single episode of the entire decade, until Roots. Fans didn't just watch. They mailed actual wedding gifts to CBS headquarters. Some accounts say viewers even pulled off highways and checked into motels just to see it. The Rhoda character started as a supporting player, a self-deprecating best friend. Nobody at CBS imagined she could carry her own show. But none of those spin-offs exist without what happened in fact number 1. One meeting at CBS headquarters in New York changed everything. The empire didn't stop at spin-offs. It started with a company that almost nobody took seriously. Number 7. In 1969, Moore and her husband Grant Tinker formed a production company. They called it MTM Enterprises. In 1970, a female star owning her own show was almost unheard of. Moore didn't just act in the series, she owned it. The first show MTM produced was The Mary Tyler Moore Show. When it hit, the company kept building. The Bob Newhart Show, Hill Street Blues, Sent Elsewhere, MTM didn't just make comedies, it reshaped what a television production company could be. Tinker passed away in November 2016. Moore passed away 2 months later, in January 2017. Today, Walt Disney owns the entire MTM library. A company born in a small office now lives inside the largest media empire on Earth. A show nobody wanted spawned an empire nobody predicted. But the facts only get wilder from here. Number 6. In 1997, TV Guide ranked every episode in television history. Number 1 was Chuckles Bites the Dust. The story seed came from real life. Someone on the writing staff had read about a man who tried to put a stewed tomato can over his head. He passed away. His co-workers found the whole thing hilarious at the funeral. Writer David Lloyd turned that into a script. A parade clown is killed by a rogue elephant. The newsroom laughs. Mary scolds them. Then, at the funeral, Mary herself starts laughing and cannot stop. It sounds gloriously unhinged. The cast thought so too. Rehearsals that week played to near silence. Moore herself was unsure about the script. Director Joan Darling pulled Moore aside. She told her this episode would help millions of people. People who had laughed at the wrong moment and hated themselves for it. Moore paused. Then she said 4 words. Let's go to work. She never cracked during filming. Not once. Until the funeral scene, and then she broke apart. Perfectly. Has a funeral scene ever made you laugh until you cried? Tell us which one. Comments. Chuckles gave the show its greatest episode. But one actor gave it its greatest backstory. Number 5. The man who played television's most lovable fool was born Tadeusz Władysław Konopka. Polish-American. Raised in Terryville, Connecticut, he dropped out of high school to enlist during World War II. He served as a combat engineer in Europe, building bridges and roads after D-Day. He earned 5 battle stars. For 20 years, nobody knew his name. Then, at the age of 46, he landed the role of Ted Baxter. 2 Emmys followed. He left us in 1986 at the age of 62. His gravestone bears his birth name and one final line, "Bye, guy." A quiet callback to Ted Baxter's famous greeting, "Hi, guys." What CBS said in the meeting that greenlit this show, and every career it launched, is fact number 1. Almost there. But first, the casting decision that started with 3 words scribbled in a script. Number 4. In Season 4, the writers needed a new female character. The script for episode 73 described her simply, an icky sweet Betty White type. The casting director had a thought. Why not just call Betty White? There was a problem. White and Moore were close friends. The producers worried that if White was wrong for the part, things would get awkward. White auditioned anyway. She was perfect. The character was Sue Ann Nivens, host of a fictional cooking show called The Happy Homemaker. Sweet on camera, sharp-tongued off it. White was meant for 1 episode. She stayed for 4 seasons and won 2 Emmys, and her impact went further. A decade later, when The Golden Girls was being cast, White was offered the role of man-hungry Blanche. Director Jay Sandrich stepped in. He warned that if White played another character like Sue Ann, audiences would see a repeat. So they switched her to Rose. Betty White passed away on New Year's Eve, 2021, at 99. Sue Ann Nivens made her a star. Rose Nyland made her a legend. Both roles trace back to 3 words in a script. But the battles over this show didn't start in Season 4. They started before a single frame was ever filmed. Number 3. Creators James L. Brooks and Alan Burns had a vision for the show. Mary Richards would be a divorced woman starting over in a new city. In 1970, that had never been done on American network television. Moore loved the idea. Her husband Grant Tinker loved it too. Both of them had been through divorce themselves. CBS did not love it. The network summoned Brooks and Burns to New York. Executives told them the premise was unacceptable. One panicked executive blurted it out. "The audience will think she divorced Dick Van Dyke." They were ordered to rewrite. So Brooks and Burns flew back to Los Angeles and rebuilt the entire premise. Now, Mary Richards was a woman leaving a long-term boyfriend. Not a marriage. A relationship. Moore read the new version and accepted it. "I would have loved to have been divorced," she said. But this is great. The network won that fight. But the show won the war. If you think that's bad, fact number 1 is worse. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And tell us below, should CBS have let Mary be divorced? The battles over the premise were ugly, but nothing compares to how the show said goodbye. Number 2. March 19th, 1977. Over 30 million people tuned in for the final episode. The premise was brutal. A new station manager fires the entire WJM news team. Everyone loses their job. Everyone except Ted Baxter, the one person who probably should have been fired. In the script, the cast gathers for a group hug. Then, the direction reads, they break apart. Someone gets a tissue. They say goodbye. That is not what happened. Georgia Engel improvised one line. "There's a Kleenex on Mary's desk," she said. Nobody let go. The entire cast, Moore, Asner, McLeod, Knight, Engel, White, shuffled together across the newsroom set. Still hugging, still crying. They grabbed the tissues and shuffled back. Together, Moore later called that moment a pot of gold. It was never rehearsed. It was never planned. The writers didn't write it. The director didn't call for it. 6 actors simply refused to let go. The episode won the Emmy for Outstanding Writing. The writers accepted the award and said, "We kept putting off writing that last show. We didn't want to do it." That moment happened because this cast became a real family. But the show itself almost never happened. Because of one meeting, one researcher, and one sentence that should have ended everything. Number 1. Before the pilot, before the casting, before a single episode was written, James L. Brooks and Alan Burns walked into a meeting at CBS headquarters in New York. They pitched their show. A 30-year-old divorce, starting over, working in a newsroom. The executives pushed back hard. Then someone from the CBS research department spoke up. He had data. He had audience studies. He had confidence. He looked at the 2 creators and told them to their faces what his research had found. American audiences will not tolerate a divorced woman leading a series, not any more than they will tolerate Jews, or people with mustaches, or people who live in New York. Alan Burns sat there and listened. Years later, he shared what he was thinking. By the way, he was saying this in a room full of Jews. That show won 29 Emmy Awards. The record stood for 25 years. 3 actors from that cast won Emmys of their own. 3 characters launched their own series. The production company behind it reshaped an entire industry. It all started in one room. One man looked across a table full of people and told them audiences would never tolerate people like them. Every one of them proved him wrong. Every executive said no. No to divorce, no to a single woman, no to an entire room full of people they could not see clearly enough to respect. And every one of those people said yes anyway and changed television forever. Which fact floored you? Drop the number below. And if there's a show with secrets this wild, tell us. We'll find them. And until next time,